Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good wherever you're having at this time of the day. Welcome to this short presentation, and I'm going to take you through our property management system that we have been working on for quite some time now. So, the idea was to improve on the existing rental house management system that is actually free open source. And after gathering some of the views that I collected online, and some of the feedback that have been given from those who have used the open source, I've now worked on something that looks much better and I think can be more useful and have better use cases to anybody who is willing to use. And for those who are not aware, you can find the open source version here. Just type test1, yes. This is the open source version, and it's also on GitHub. If you go to, if you just search on rental house management system, if you use this keyword, most likely the first version from GitHub you will find is mine. So this is the one that is on GitHub, and it's free. You can get it, download it, use it. I've even made a video on how to go about all the process of installation and how you can use it, and the code is there. You can improve it if you wish, but this video is not dedicated to that. Let me go to the premium version. So the landing page is quite simple. It only requires you to specify if you are a landlord or a tenant. If you are a landlord, it takes you to the admin panel. If you are a tenant, it takes you to a dashboard, a simple dashboard where you pay or view the transactions you have had before in your tenancy account. And also it has about us, discover a new home. This section is kind of it has a bit of ambiguity, because I've noted there are people that don't want this section to be there and some who wish it to be there. So I just decided, because I make it, that it's going to be there. If you don't want to have it there, maybe you can let me know. And of course, contact us and a map. Seems like my internet is absolutely slow. The map takes quite some time to load. Now, having said that, it's important that I just go straight ahead and log in. To sign in, you enter your username and password. And there we go. So on the dashboard gives you the overview of whatever is going on in the system. Like currently I have 146 shillings in my investor account balance. I have one tenant. I have one who was recently admitted. 0 have vacated. 103 total rent collected. 103 total rent collected. Rent account balance of 43. One apartment, 19 rental units, and all units will add 20, and a few tables. Now, when you first install this system, actually apartments here, you can't be a landlord without an apartment, or at least how many are available for renting. All of them are available for renting. The location could be Kitusuru, Likoni, or maybe you could just add a new one. Let me add a new one and say Kilimani, Nakuru, the one on the EG. Yes, there we go. I have mine in Kilimani, Nakuru, and we're good. Our XYZ apartment is now there and it's available, and all the rental units in XYZ are 10 and available units are 10. So once you had the apartments, you now start specifying the housing units for each apartment. Now, what are housing units? Here's what we mean. An apartment is usually subdivided into some small compartments that's subdivided. The unit flat is considered an apartment by the system, and the single units will be considered house units for renting. Hopefully, I make sense with that, This English is not my first tongue, and if I blow up a few, bear with me. Bear with me. I don't come from Lake Victoria. Anyway, let's go ahead and add a few house units to our new apartment. Select the apartment. Our apartment is XYZ. Let's give this house unit a label. So because I have A's, let me use B. B01. What type? What? Let me call it a single room. The simplest type of houses we have. Number of bedrooms. Single rooms have no bedroom. They have no bathroom. They have no kitchen. Oh, sounds like a prison to anybody watching from outside Kenya, but those are very luxurious houses for comrades. Okay. Like you can notice, the currency currently listed on my system is Ugandan shillings. I'll change this and I'll show you how to sort out this issue. But let me go ahead and give it a number, good number. But by the way, before I start doing that, I think I should just change this unit. Let me not push this to any other time. Our system has settings, and these settings you can definitely change them. I do not like the Ugandan shilling for whatever reason. I just don't like Museveni. He's a very ugly, a very good president, just I don't like him. Yeah, let me choose the Kenyan shilling. Yes. Our Kenyan shilling's not any better, but at least it's not Museveni, that I know. And this logo, good lord, I don't like it. Too bad. There is a little issue because it checks for SSH, and when SSH does not exist, like I'm using localhost, it will throw an error, and that's why you see the image fails to load. Let me show you what I mean. If you inspect, you will see this error. Yes, I want you to check. Yes, you see, it shows you the image for sure. Open URL in new tab. If I go there, you can see the image, but it fails to load here. Why? Because of this CORS header access, whatever. You understand what that means. So it's a measure of security, of course, but it also comes with that hindrance. But the online one actually works. If I may, let me just open it here for the sake of illustration. If you go to the other settings and you check on this one, you notice it loads without much difficulty. But because localhost is localhost, please just let's take it as it is. We have changed it to the Kenyan shilling. I'll save it and then go ahead and add the housing unit. New housing unit. My housing unit for XYZ Plaza is B01, single room, 000. Rent amount 3,000 Kenyan shillings. Deposit 3,000 Kenyan shillings. Water utility. Yeah, single rooms have a constant water utility. Electricity, most of the times they don't nowadays, so I'll just put 0. Description. Uh-huh. An amazing single room. It has the following amenities. Oh, English is not Englishing. Yeah, it has the following amenities. I'm going to throw in a few. Let me bullet them. Free Wi-Fi. Free Wi-Fi. Water. Water. Jesus Christ. What am I doing? Electricity. By the way, do you notice electricity is actually a luxury nowadays? Things are really getting bad. I don't know how to handle all this. What more? A wife? Oh, sorry. That was a typographical error. So, it has all those amenities. You can add your own photos if you have photos for the house. These are good for marketing. You can also add more if you wish to add more for the gallery, and then you say create. Now under our XYZ, let me even add a few filters here so that we have a good one. Yes, so it should only list houses under XYZ Plaza, and we have our B01. Let's add one more. XYZ Plaza, B02. This time let me add a bed sitter. Number of bedrooms 0, bathrooms 1, kitchen 0. Well, those things that they have in bed sitters, that sink and cabinet, is it a kitchen? It should be a 0.5 kitchen, but anyway, let me consider it one kitchen, though we all know it's not fit to be one, but whatever. The amount for rent is 6,000 Kenyan shillings. The deposit amount is 6,000. Water utility, give it 300. Electricity, give it 0 because everybody pays for his electricity differently. This time let me ignore descriptions. Images, let me ignore them and create. Amazing. So now we have two housing units under XYZ Plaza. I can clear the filters for a minute. So now our place looks amazing, quite huge and pretty. Let's go ahead, and once we have added all these house units to apartments, and also locations are where the apartments are located. Do you remember I added Kilimani Nakuru? Yeah, if you need to edit it, you'll just come to this place and edit it. But for now, I'll ignore that and go all the way to tenants. Now, notice we have a menu called tenancy requests. The question should be, what are these things so-called tenancy requests? Now, let me show you what this means. If I were to open this link, let me go to that place. Now, if a visitor comes to check our place, you see we have A02, A23 under Obed Plaza, and our XYZ Plaza B01 and B02 are on market. If somebody came and maybe he loved this house, this bed sitter of ours, and he wants to request it, so we will request the name of that person. That person is John Doe. John Doe is often the guy who has all the blame. I don't know who came up with this name, but thank you, man. The email address for John Doe. Let me use an actual email address. Like, let me use mine for the sake of illustration, because this system works, and if we give it wrong information, it throws uh, absolutely serious errors that I don't like. I have millions of emails under me. No, I can't use official emails. Let me use this one. Is this one of mine? Gmail is taking 3 years to open. It's now almost the 4th year, right? Ever since you started watching me. And oh yes, here we go. Oh, come on. I can't be having all these emails. These ones were all used for illustrations, and I'm about to start adding new ones. So yes, I'm going with this one. And I will add mine here. My email address is that one. John Doe's email address is that one. Phone number is 07. Let me give mine. ID number is 24. Okay, that ID number is just fine. And then I'll submit. Why is it taking a whole year to submit a simple thing? My request is successfully submitted. Fine, now I can go back home. So once I've done that, it seems like that cancel button just doesn't work anymore. But once I've done that, I can go back to where I was. Oh, of course, now notice. Welcome to our online platform, John Doe. We have received your request to join us. We'll get back to you shortly. So this is the email that one gets when he requests a house. But what does the owner of the system see? That's where tenancy requests come in. If I refresh this page, now suddenly we have one tenancy request. You notice that? And it has turned green. If I go there, I find John Doe and the email address and all those other things, and the house that was requested, the bed sitter house, do you remember? And the option to approve, modify, or delete. But currently these two don't work, so maybe only delete can function. Let me go to tenants, because this is where a bulk of the work exists. So now we have a tenancy request, and it will be good that we add this tenant to our system. Well and good. I will go to new tenant, choose an apartment. I'll choose our XYZ Plaza, a housing unit that's empty. All of them are empty, so let me go with B01. And tenant name is me. Let me call myself Obed. Oh, I've used this name before, not very wise. And I have my email right there, and my phone number, 07. My phone number is that one. My identification number, let me go with that one. Tenancy agreement. Sometimes there are houses that want to have a tenancy agreement. This is where you add them. So once you have, you just click on this place, and you find the PDF file that you needed. Like, let me come here. You should only show PDF files. So all these could be used as a tenancy agreement. Anything, just anything. Yeah, simple. But I don't want to add them, so I'll just remove them and then create. Now you will notice that this form takes some time to load. The reason is This form communicates with other systems before it creates a tenant. It sends an email and also a text message to the one who has been created, and that's why it kind of relaxes for some time before giving feedback. Right now, if I come and check here, you notice I have a greeting, Greetings Obed Moja, you are admitted to XYZ Plaza apartment, house B01. You are expected to pay 6,200 to cater for rent, deposit, and utilities as outlined in the downloadable invoice below. Oh, so let me check our invoice. Our invoice outlines that I should pay 6,000 for rent. This is the rent and deposit. Water utility, which was 200, and no electricity utility. So that's all I'm expected to pay. Fine. If I go to our system as it is, I should close this one before it confuses me with every other thing. This one too. And this one. So I should remain with this one. Fine. So now we have two tenants, our Obed Moja and Obed Paul. One from Obed Plaza, the other from XYZ Plaza. But the one who we have just added is this one from XYZ Plaza, who has a negative tenancy account balance, which means he owes us money. This one has overpaid. Let me check. If I had a filter with rent balance, I should only remain with me. Yeah, XYZ Plaza, the one who we just added. If I check on one without, the one who has overpaid appears. So with these other filters, they are just there to help you filter the data if the data is huge enough. The other thing that happened was the invoice that was created, and you can see it over here. A bit more just invoice is this one and all this, and a breakdown of what it is and what it entails. What more exists here? Yeah, this form carries more than what you see currently. Like, let's say if you needed to export this information to use elsewhere, you just select them and go to the bulk action and say export tenant. You select the rows you need and then you say export. Yes, when that happens, after some time you will notice a notification and it shows you to download in CSV or download in Excel, and you can go and use it if you need. Just click there and yeah, there you go, 4 tenants. But I'm not going to go that route. That's one way. That's one of the uses of this table. The other thing, of course, is if you need to communicate, this is important for marketing or maybe notifications. You just click on the tenants you need and then click on notify via email or SMS. Now, if you are keen enough, you will notice something. It says email subject, e.g. happy birthday and an exclamation. Below it says hey in and brackets, first name, close of bracket, and comma, we wish you a happy birthday, or hello tenant, please remember to pay your remaining balance before Friday. So what are these special names in between here? First name, balance, tenant, what are they? These are words that we have defined in our system to help our system identify what you want to extract. If you wanted to extract the first name of each tenant that you selected, you just use that phrase first name and it will extract it and send it to everyone. If you wish to use the entire name, you can just type tenant. If you wish to get the balance, you just type balance. And so with each other kind of information that will be defined. So for illustration purposes, let me just say happy birthday tenant. And under the message I'll say, hello China, hello first name, we are excited to celebrate your birthday with a reward of balance, yes. But reading it doesn't make much sense, but what it means is, under this it will extract the first name, and in this it will check the balance of that person and add it there. Now let me go ahead and say I want it to send both an email and an SMS and then submit. Now you will have to wait for a few minutes, while it's still sending. You can be singing a nice song to yourself, so that you don't get old. Oh, it's done. It's done sending the messages. Now if I go and check my emails, I should find new emails from the system. Yes, you see, happy birthday Obed Paul, you notice? And hello Obed, we are excited to celebrate your birthday with a reward of negative 43. That was the balance I had. How about this guy here? No, this one. Yeah, this one is the one I want. Here we go. Happy birthday Obed Moja. Hello Obed, we are excited to celebrate your birthday with a reward of 6,200. This was the balance that this guy was owing us, and it has been communicated to him. And if you wish to change the wording, you could change it there, and the system will send the message appropriately. Now the other thing is, of course, creation of invoices. Invoices has only sent once in a month, and once the invoice has been sent, even if you repeat the process 105 times, all that 104 times will be ignored, and only one of them will be successful. Also, for tenants who are inactive, that is, those who are deactivated, the system ignores sending the invoices to such like tenants, and that's good for accountability too. Oh, by the way, let me clear this thing. I keep on seeing that notification and I think like I have something important to see. Well, there is nothing. So yes, that's all that we have. Oh, maybe I should try and create some invoice so that you see how it works. You click on this on the tenants to send invoice. You choose a date. By default, any date prior to today is disabled, and so you can only invoice from tomorrow going forward. Let me send the invoice on 20th, and it will say please pay by November 20th 2024 midnight. So yes, proceed. Yeah, okay, let me choose 21st. Proceed then. Yes, it is successful. However, if we go to the invoices, nothing. There exists nothing. There exists no such thing as invoice. Why? The reason is, both of them had an invoice this month. Obed has an invoice for this month, and this other Obed too had an invoice that is paid for this month. So both of them are not eligible to receive any new invoice. That's why it trends so fast. Yeah, that's it for the invoices. Maybe when you want to view invoices, you just click here and you see what you have. Like this one is an invoice which has been paid. We had an invoice that was unpaid, this one. If we check it, it looks something like that. The stamp is on unpaid, and this is the one we are going to use for testing. Hopefully we are going to have some amazing time. Let me go back to tenants. I've seen a misnomer, and the misnomer is here. I need to edit this one, and 1903, just save it. Yes, yes. So now, having done that, the remaining part should be on payments. Now notice when I come to payments, there is no option for me to pay as an administrator. Why? Initially, when you are starting, there was a button here for adding a new payment. But now by default, that button is disabled until you enable it. And I'll explain why. If we come to other settings, admin adds payment, if you say yes, and then go back to rent payments, that button comes up and you can add payments. However, because we have worked on the automatic payments where the tenant can initiate payment on his own, and also where tenant can pay and the payments are synchronized by our gateway, we saw no need to have this button of adding payment there unless it's an absolute emergency. And still remember, when you add a payment, those payments we will still need to know who added them. That's why we have approved by. Let me go back and disable that button because I don't want it there. So rent payments, none. Wonderful. Rent payment modes, these are the obvious: cash, M-Pesa, or any other thing you wish to add. And rent payments receipts, these are the receipts for the payments that have been made. Yeah, but for now, let's go back, try to log in as tenants, and then we try to make payments and see what happens. I will log in like this Obed Moja guy who has a tenant balance. So let me do exactly that. We'll come to this and say join us as a tenant. My phone number is 0778. I'll change this to 3 and then verify. Yes, when I log in as a tenant, I find an unpaid invoice prompt, like it's the prominent one, and it tells me to pay. But now the phone number that I registered is not an M-Pesa number, and so look, it doesn't mean that I cannot initiate payment. It just means that it cannot be successful. Like for instance, if I do this, payment initiated successfully, please click on confirm payment option to verify the payment and process receipts. If I say I want to send to check on confirmation, I should get a huge error. That's not the error I was expecting. Seems like something might not be right. Yes, this is the error I was expecting. Oops. It seems you had an error due to an invalid number you used to initiate payment. Please ensure you use a valid M-Pesa mobile number. And please try again. So let's use a valid M-Pesa number and try to make a payment. I'll use my number 07, that one, and I'll try to pay. I'm not so rich. Let me pay 10 shillings. Okay. That one I can afford. Absolutely rich. I can afford that one. So I'll initiate payment. Yes, the prompt has come to my site, so I'll just enter my PIN and send. I'll wait for it to process. Very nice. The processing has been done by the bank. So now if I come here and say confirm, notice payment processing was successful. And now notice the amount to pay has reduced by 10. And if I come here, I'll get a receipt. You see, I now have a receipt for payment of 10 shillings. Very wise, very wise. And what more? What if I become naughty and try confirming again? What actually happens? We have already processed your payment. Please make a new payment to verify. Yes, so that one is also catered for. You can't pay twice, you can't verify twice. And what more? I think that's all we needed for the payment, right? The other way to make payments will be to use the normal way here. You see the receipts have payment info. You can just go and pay the normal way. And when you pay the normal way, our gateway installed on the owner of the system will be able to process the payments that are received from Equity Bank and then send them to the dashboard and to the system. The system processes them and then sends the receipts and updates the invoices and all other records. So that's it for the payment. Maybe I should just log out now and then go back to the admin. This is the one I've just come from and I'm not interested in it. Let me go to this one. Yes. Yeah. Now if I come to our invoices, yeah, the unpaid invoice. Now notice amount due is 61.90, amount paid is 10, but the entire invoice is unpaid. And if I come to the receipts, I have a new one down here. I think the order is terrible. Oh no, not payment. It's the payment receipts that I'm interested in. This one, yeah. So the new ones down here, I think this order needs to be changed. It's like it ought to be inverted. Yes, this one should have been the first one. I think they should be sorted according to the payment date. That was a mistake on my side, but then the records are there and they exist, and if you need the receipt, you'll just come here and see it and find it. This logo is the one that we have at the custom logo, and yes, now gateway payments are processed automatically from our application, our Android application, to the system from the way we have configured them. Currently I can't be able to show that, but I can illustrate it to anybody who wishes to have the illustration. So that's it when it comes to rent payments. I think I've covered the top part, that part too, and the apartments. Now let's go to administration. Roles. Our system runs on roles. There is nothing you can do in the system without roles. Now, what are roles? Let me open one. We have a role known as a super admin role. This role is given all the powers of the system. It can do everything to the apartments. It can add, it can do anything to gateway, currency, tenancy requests, house units, invoices, locations, payment modes, all those things. Also, it has access to all widgets and pages too. all of them are just there. So that makes it the highest level. And we also have a role known as a panel user. Yeah, this one. This is the lowest level with zero permissions. Anybody can have this one, but this one is given to the highest of the highest. Now, other roles are created in between these. Like now, let's say, oh, before I explain further, let's just check users. You notice we have a user known as Obed Nyakundi and another one known as John Kamau. This is not the ideal because now in this case, the system assumes Obed Nyakundi as system user. Let me show you what I mean. You remember payments are processed by the system, right? So let me come here. I rent payment. And then now check. The one who approved the 10 shillings is Obed Nyakundi, which is not true. If I go and check the online version, test. The online version has two users, and the two users have different roles. System users. Don't worry, there are a few things hidden here, like roles. I discovered I cannot give roles to the world. The world doesn't know how to use them. So yeah, you notice we have me and we have RHMS system. Now, if we go to payments, notice something. In this payment, I'm the one who approved it, but these other two payments were processed by the RHMS system. So having RHMS system as a user helps us eliminate that issue of having the first super user being used as RHMS system. So I think that's also another thing that's important to know to anybody who's going to use the system. You need to have the system as a user because the system plays some roles as a user. And yeah, that's just about it. So let's go back to our user roles because I wanted to explain something further about it. If we were a big team and we had some new people, like let's say people who are handling finance, what would you do? We will add a new role and we call them accountant. Yeah, we have one. And then what do accountants do? Do accountants need to view apartments? Guess not. How about payments? Yes. How about currency? Yes, we can allow them. How about requests? They don't need to see that. Invoices? Yeah. How about locations? I don't think so. Payment modes? Maybe, yeah. Receipts? Yeah. Payments? Yes. Roles? No. Other settings? No. Yes. So we can also have something. We can also give them something for their dashboard, like investor account. No. Rent payment, yes. Apartments, no. Rent collection for the EIS. Those two are enough, and then we can create the accountant. Very good. Now we have three roles. We have the panel user, super admin, and accountant. We can add one more, who is the caretaker. The caretakers are these people who take care of the house. So, and I love adding them. Caretaker. Caretaker can view apartments, but you cannot create or update. No need to view gateway payments. Currency, no need. Tenancy requests, maybe I can give it all to tenancy requests. House units, view only. Invoices, not necessarily. Locations, no. Payment modes, no. Rent payments, maybe can view rent payments. Should they? Okay, maybe. Role, no. Other settings, no. Tenants, there I can view everything about them. Users, no. No. Let's create this one. Yeah, now that we have that one, let's go ahead and add a new user and give our user the role of a caretaker. Let me give some user's email is user@gmail.com. Our user will be the caretaker, and let's give him a password. Should I show you my password? Let's go ahead and create. Amazing. So we have some user there who is a caretaker. So what if we go ahead and log in as some user? What are we going to see? And the password. There we go. The dashboard looks empty, but we can see tenancy requests, tenants. We can see payments. We can see apartments. We can see house units. Yeah, we can. Let's go back to tenants. Yeah, I can see all tenants. But what can I not do here? I cannot create invoices, but I can notify them. I can export. I can do the rest. And then also you see my dashboard looks a lot empty. Let me be a bit generous. Man, that's too bad. Let me let's go to user roles. The caretaker should at least have something. Hey, surely. Let's allow the caretaker to see tenants overview. Rent payment overview, tenant admitted within the year. Yeah. Apartments overview. Yeah, those three are enough. Why should I add it more than that? So now if I refresh the dashboard, should be able to see something good. Oh, there we go. You see, now my dashboard looks better. Yeah, so that's how you hand controls to groups. The accountant will also see only what you want the accountant to see. The rest of the groups you will create will have the same. Last but not least, in case you are not comfortable with how our system looks, we have the provision for themes. You can change it to dark mode, or maybe to the bright one, or maybe you can check other themes too. You can change the color. Maybe you don't like the orange. See, the green lime looks amazing, or maybe the bluish, you know yeah, all these are there just to make the look and feel look amazing. That's all. And I think that's just about it for our system. Thank you for being patient and watching all this stuff from when I started to this time. And if you wish to have something more added to the system, you can comment under the video, or maybe you can reach out to us. If you wish to have it or use our system, we will be more than willing to help in installing it and offering it to you. And I wish you all the best in whatever you're doing, and thanks for your time. Goodbye.